Nice. About 50 minutes to an hour to kind of do like a human interest piece. Have some members on, talk to some admins, get really in depth. Not necessarily about the TCO in particular, but it's kind of a get to know your members type thing. Thought it'd be fun. Our first guest, as you can see, we are joined by Talesforce. Talesforce has been with Topcoder for quite a while, and even before that, another company which got acquired by Topcoder. Do you want to elaborate more on that? What company was this?
Sure. So my journey with Topcoder started in 2012. Perio had something called CloudSpokes, which was a crowdsourcing community focused on design, development. A lot of it was on Salesforce.com, and that's what I used to do. I landed there by accident, and it's been more than 4 years, and the accident continues. And a lot of happy memories. And this is my third TCO finals.
Your third TCO finals?
Yes. And
What was the last one you were at?
2014.
The 14 one, and before that?
30.
Okay, so you only been to like the past
Yeah.
4 or so. You missed last year.
I was in
Okay,
last year.
the Indianapolis one.
And I like the changes this year.
Yeah?
And the arena is a lot more compact. And
Is that better for you? You think having a compact instead
yes,
of
it's better because it's easier to kind of see what's happening at either end. So we have the development finals going on, and we have the prototype finals going on. So it's easier, I mean, and it's
Right.
a lot more interesting, I think.
kind of different from the 2014 one, which
Yes,
took
where
place in a
were
big
in
warehouse,
San Francisco, and you had to run around just to be aware of what's going on.
right? Well, that's good. I mean, great feedback to know. We're enjoying it as well. We think it's a really cool venue, having so many monitors around displaying different things. It's kind of nice to have the logo posted everywhere without having to put banners up and things like that, right? Great. So before Topcoder, you mentioned you were with CloudSpokes. Was your role different there? Were you doing something similar to what you're doing now? You're mainly a co-pilot.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Yes.
So, do you do much development anymore? Do you work on challenges, or is it?
So when I started off with CloudSpokes, I was just competing as a competitor,
Right.
mostly doing mobile and Salesforce challenges. Over the years, that's changed. I turned into a reviewer. I did reviews most of the time, and then now I've kind of completed the full circle. I'm doing mostly co-piloting.
Okay.
Doing some interesting projects on Android, iOS, Salesforce, some Node.js projects as well. And I mean, it's fascinating that you do the development, you look at the code people produce, and then you kind of run the whole show as a co-pilot. So you get exposed to all aspects of the whole application development life cycle. It's
Right.
fascinating.
What would be one thing you would tell people who may be interested in co-piloting, but who may not know much about the process? Like, what are some things that you would say is maybe a difficult thing that you had to learn?
Sure. So I think the first step to becoming a co-pilot is becoming a competitor. If you win some challenges, all challenges are run by a co-pilot. So even if you are a submitter, you kind of see the process that the co-pilot is going through. He launches the challenges, he keeps people engaged in the forums, and then when the submissions are evaluated, he keeps everybody informed. So even as a submitter, you get exposed to what a co-pilot is doing, and that's the best way of understanding a co-pilot's role. And I think once you have kind of won, I think that's a prerequisite as well, that once you win certain number of challenges, you actually become eligible to be a co-pilot.
Right.
And that makes sense, because once you've understood how challenges work, what clients want, and what the process is all about, then you kind of take the next step.
Would you say the next step is being a reviewer, or would you say that it's not necessary to be?
It really depends. I mean, reviewer is something if you just want to focus on what the people have, what submitters have produced, how well does it match in terms of requirements as to what is needed. A co-pilot needs to do a lot more. He needs to ensure that the project is on track in terms of timelines, cost, everything else. He needs to communicate with the client a lot more often. So Copilot is more of an intermediary between the client and the community. There are multiple responsibilities a Copilot has. So I would say it depends. If the person is more comfortable just reviewing submissions, then a reviewer is probably the next logical step. But if you are comfortable with the overall responsibilities that a co-pilot needs to do, go for it.
Awesome. Thank you. We are closing in on time, but I just wanted to mention Salesforce does sound similar to Salesforce. I'm sure that had something to do with it. You're a big Salesforce guy, and you won an award this year, Salesforce MVP, right?
Yes.
I want to say congratulations to you on that. And I know you do a lot of Salesforce work for us, and I just want to say thank you for all you've done, and even the feedback that you give to us is very important. I want to mention he was also a CAB member last year, so he was very influential in the different changes that we've made over the course of the year. So I want to say thank you again. Thanks for being on the show,
Thank you for having me.
and enjoy the rest of TCO.
Thank you.
Thank you. And welcome back. Again, thank you to Salesforce for joining me on the podcast. Joining me now is a wireframe developer, and her name is Topcoder. Topcoder, welcome.
Thank you very much.
What country are you representing here at Topcoder?
I'm representing Spain.
In Spain.
Yeah.
Awesome. And so you won a trip to the TCO. But currently we don't have a finals track, right?
Yeah.
For your particular track for wireframes.
The wife here.
But is it your first TCO? Have you been to TCO before?
Yeah, I've been last year.
Last year?
Yeah, I was the winner of my track.
Okay.
Last year, yeah.
And it was the same thing, right? It was
No, last year, well,
Did you compete?
there was not a competition,
Uh-huh.
but maybe because I won 3 of the 4 periods.
Oh.
I don't know. But they were in finals.
Yeah,
so-
you mentioned to me earlier. Do you do work on Topcoder full time?
No, I cannot.
Yeah, I guess it's a little
Right
difficult right
now.
now. We need a little more challenges, I'm sure, for you to be
Yeah.
able to do something like that
That's
full time,
it.
right? Let's work on it, guys. Let's get some more wireframe challenges. Community is hungry, as you can see. So you told me earlier that whenever you see like a wireframe challenge come out, you're competing in it, no matter what, pretty
Yes,
much.
that's it. I try all of the contests.
And do you find yourself winning most of them, like first places, typically, or
Well, more or less.
more or less? Yeah.
Yeah, more or less. There are maybe some months that when I have another kind of work such as this,
Yeah.
and more exigent. So I go a bit down here,
Yeah.
but then I can recover myself.
But it's kind of cool that you're being recognized, though, right? At least you get a free trip to explore the United States, wherever we end up holding the finals, right?
Yeah.
Did you do you have any? Do you like this one more than the last one? The last one more than this one? What is your take?
This is great.
Yeah?
But the last one was more familiar, maybe.
Familiar?
Yeah. This is a lot of big and I don't know.
It's just kind of like a lot of
Standing and
Yeah.
modern.
a little more modern here, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's a really cool venue, just because like the types of HD TVs everywhere and being able to see all the leaderboards in different places.
Feel like in the future.
Yeah, I think that's what we were trying to go for this time around. So that's
But I
pretty
also
awesome.
like the other kind of things, more closer, more familiar,
Yeah.
more charming.
Exactly. Yeah, Tails Force earlier was mentioning how he liked it to be smaller, more compact, because you can just walk a few steps and
Yeah.
see what's happening over here and going over to the design area.
Everything works for me.
That's great. Yeah, I see you in the design area pretty much, the prototype. And you said you were learning things.
Yes, yes. I'm learning.
Like what types of things would you learn from what you're seeing on the screens?
I'm seeing how a project of this kind starts.
Okay.
Because if you put me the environment and you say you have to start working, I can work.
Okay.
But how did I can set up everything? I don't know how.
Right. And so you
when
see
I learn
that.
how to set up this thing,
Right.
I can just develop.
So you were talking about like there are certain programs that you see some of these competitors using that you didn't know existed, right? Like some programs that they use that you're like, maybe that could work for me.
Yeah, because
Maybe.
I know the code.
Yeah.
The code, I understand everything about coding these tracks also.
Right.
But I have to understand how to set up everything, how to shoot it.
Yeah, that part's pretty important, I feel like. And I just wanted to say that you are also one of the very few female finalists here. I wanted to bring that. Does that mean anything to you? Is it?
In fact, no.
No?
I never felt this difference between men and women.
Yeah.
So
Very
I feel
fair.
comfortable in every environment.
In every environment.
Just a person doing his job. So.
That's great. Yeah, it's not about being a female in this field of technology. It's just about doing your best and competing. I love that. I love that viewpoint. That's really cool.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think that's about it. That's all I had for you today. But I appreciate you joining us on the live stream, and I hope you enjoy the rest of TCO.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. What's up, guys? We are back. I guess I should tell you that, who the next person is going to be. I'll do that from now on. But joining me right now is our own Joey Porch. What is your official title here at Topcoder?
Head of Consumer Product.
Head of Consumer Products. What is that? What do you do here at Topcoder? For those who don't know.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, that doesn't actually mean consumer products as in, Nick, you're going to buy a product from us. It really, what that means is anyone that wants to buy Topcoder, not at more of a large program level, but on an individual project level. So we'll sell to startups, pre-funding, post-funding, all the way up to enterprise customers that want to buy either start with Topcoder from an individual design mock-up, or build out a prototype, or build out an MVP of an application or production application.
Awesome. Are there any specific projects that maybe you can talk about that might be interesting to people watching? If you can, that's fine.
I don't know if I'll talk about customer specific.
Oh no, you don't have to say names.
But some of the things we do, most of our target audience is also self-service. So we're not selling projects that have a lot of architect time, project management time. Most of our customers are working directly with the community.
Okay.
So we'll hook them up with a co-pilot, and that co-pilot will basically manage the customer experience. So they'll work from the very beginnings to understand the requirements, put together the scope of the effort, and then they'll actually execute the project for the customer.
Wow. So I feel like we used to do all that manually before. They would contact us, right, and we would have to. So we're trying to automate that process now.
Yeah, so we've got a new tool that we released last year, and we actually just released a new version of that called Topcoder Connect.
Great.
And so anyone out there can go to Topcoder Connect and actually start their project there. It'll walk you through what type of project you want. Do you want a design project? Do you want to do a prototype project? Do you want to build an MVP of an application? They'll walk you through a series of questions, ask you what platform you want to use, who your target audience is, what are the features, functions, even take you through a widget to let you select the different features of your mobile application. Common features like geolocation, search, social, all those types of things. Let you put all of your requirements, and then that comes to us. We'll kind of vet it and then make sure we find the right co-pilot that will fit your project.
Wow, that sounds awesome. So it sounds very customizable for any of our potential clients. And you mentioned the different types that they could do. Could you essentially do everything? Is there a way to kind of go from design all the way through the...
Yeah. So
if you want.
So if you want, yeah. So a lot of our customers start with design or prototyping, but yeah, we can go end to end.
Okay, awesome. Is there anything else specifically you would like to plug while you're on the show? Broadcasting live to everybody?
Plug? Well, Topcoder Connect's obviously the main thing I want to plug.
Cool.
Connect.topcoder.com.
Check that out.
It's out there right now. The V2 version will be released very soon.
Okay, so that one's not released yet.
It's beta, so you can go to connectv2.topcoder.
Oh, and that works?
And that works.
The same way? Okay, awesome. Definitely check that out then if you're interested in doing some work here on Topcoder.
Very excited.
Awesome. I think that's about it I had for you. I think the last thing I had to say was go Hokies.
Go Hokies!
We won yesterday, and we were watching in the other room.
It wasn't pretty, but they won.
It was not pretty. And we're getting the boo sign from Mr. Boston University over there. Boston College. He got this. All right. Well, thank you so much, Joey. Up next, we are going to be joined by Maestro, so stay tuned. Just a couple minutes. Thank you. And welcome back. We are back here with the one and only El Jefe, Maestro, Luis Milan. How are you today, sir?
Good, good. I have to thank you for this unbelievable introduction. Not even my mother calls me that.
Oh yeah. Well, you're the boss, man. You're the boss. I'm keep looking at my watch because I have an announcement to make in 30 seconds. So
important,
I apologize if I cut it real short.
It's gonna be cool.
Are you
interrupting my interview?
Yeah.
For for speaking in the microphone. Like, what's more important, the microphone or me, dude?
You are, sir. Of course you are. You're
Thank you.
always on my show. Everyone's important. How are you enjoying the TCO so far?
So great, so great as usual. You know, meeting people.
I'm about
all
to stop
great.
you for 1 second. Attention please, the 2016 Topcoder Open Development Competition is now complete. Please collect your items and make your way to the main conference room for a quick recap.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
How it's great and everything. Oh my god.
The life of an
this
MC
is so professional.
and host, right?
Yeah, this is so professional. I couldn't do that.
Oh, we're doing our best here. A little step up from the last time we did something like this.
Yeah.
Last year. But you weren't at the last two.
No, I missed the last one. Yeah.
But how are you enjoying this one? That's where you were going.
This is great, especially because of that. Because I've been coming to TCOs like since 2008. I never missed one, except for the past year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Since
now,
2008?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So now that I got the opportunity to see my people again, to meet new people,
Yeah.
it's something like very something for the heart, like for the feelings.
That's great. Are you meeting any new designers that you've become like new friends with them?
because recently like there has been lot of designers that have come out recently, especially after the past year, the events in Indonesia.
Yeah.
This brought up a lot of new designers, like really talented designers, and they're here right now. Like they started competing 1 year ago, they qualified, and they're here. I mean, I knew them in the forums, like yeah, this is your name. But
But no, you couldn't put a face to it.
yeah, that's what I'm wrote about. Like you cannot put a face to the handle that you see every day in the
Right.
forums.
And in Slack too.
Yeah. Now it's like it's just
Yeah.
the mom.
Are you enjoying that?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I see you in the development Slack too. You're kind of all over the place. You're very top
I'm
coder.
I'm like a virus.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm like a virus.
What's the nice way to say virus?
The what?
A nice way to say it?
That would
That's
be
what
like
you
I'm like let's say a night virus.
Awesome. So, yeah, you've been around Top Coder for a while.
Yeah.
How have you seen it like evolve? Have you seen it evolve in a good way, or bad way?
Yeah, like everything, it has had its upsides and downsides. There are good things and
Right.
some things that are not like very good. But with the time, it's very good that the platform has been improving. And something that I really like, I really love, is that these bad things are heard by staff members, and because community talks a lot, and they hear these things and they start changing it, like trying to improve what's not working, and this is something that's really good, really good. And for instance, you can see like for instance, if you see like for instance the rules of the competitions, for instance in graphic design, when I started competing, there were not even like checkpoints. Like right now,
Oh, really?
when you have a graphic design competition, you have a
Good history
checkpoint
to know.
phase. This didn't exist at all. Like before, there were the requirements. You read, you create your design, and then you try your chances. If the client likes that, okay, you won. So now, but like from 2008 or 9, there was introduced the concept of checkpoint. Let's have a phase of the challenge when we show the submissions to the client, and he gets the chance to review and give feedback to designers. Like, are you going in a good direction or in a bad direction?
Right.
What you should do to improve what you already did. And it's not something that was game changing, because if you had a really bad direction or you were not doing it like appropriately, then this feedback will help you to come on top in the next round. So this didn't exist, and this was something that was discussed by members and community.
And you were part of this discussion?
Yeah, there's like from 2007, like there should be something like more communication with the client.
Yeah. If they want something pretty specific, if they, you want the members to know if they're headed in the right direction at least, right?
That's it. Yeah, I'm quite sure that from this CCO, like I got something like I've been discussing with members that we saw, for instance, this year the challenge for graphic design. We have the clients, he's here. And
He's here, like-
and he's talking to members.
Uh-huh.
Like from the first day, there was a brief, and he explained he explained what he wanted, what wasn't working with what he had, and it's very collaborative. It's like let's say this is a meeting, and then after the first round, we meet again in a design workshop, and everybody collaborated with ideas.
Like a checkpoint in person.
In person, yes.
Yeah.
So everybody was saying like it would be very good if we had in challenges, in regular challenges, a meeting with the client because this helps a lot.
Yeah.
You can see how ideas flow better, and how you collaborate, like taking small details from one submission that work, and then you make a one single submission that has everything that the client wants. But everyone, of course, can add his own idea and concepts. But this is very good. So we were talking like this would be good, like creating a checkpoint.
Yeah.
A meeting, if possible, like in a challenge.
Exactly.
That's something good to discuss. With Adam, with you.
Yeah, it just makes sense. I feel like just to have you need communication if you want to come up with a very good, well-formed final product.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Switching gears a little bit, just because I want to talk about it. I know you
When I talk about
write blogs.
the dirty little secrets.
The dirty little secrets that you may not know about Maestro.
Okay, surprise me.
Talk about the types of blogs that you put out. I know you do a lot of community-facing blogs, things to kind of lighten the mood when sometimes it could get a little, everyone's heads down in their work. Something to just lighten up the mood a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
talk about the blogs and promote it a little bit, I guess, to
Yeah.
because I know I read them.
Let
I read
me do a shameless promotion of my work.
Yeah, go for it.
Because it's not really good to have like only 5 readers. My mother, you. I would like to rise up that mother. So basically, what I've been doing was something by chance.
Okay.
You know that in 2012 or 11, there was a blogger for TCOs, and then I asked her if I could.
Who's her?
It was Kim.
Kim?
Invisible Pilot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I asked her if I could interview Jess. Because I wanted to get to know the staff members, but I didn't have the access by then. I was just a member.
Okay.
And then I prepared some questions and I sent to her. So she sent the questions to Jess. She replied, but I wrote the blog and she gave me the credits. And from that moment, they said like, to the next year they offered me if I wanted to start blogging about it. But I said, like I'm not like a reporter, like I'm not very good talking about happenings. Like we came at 7 a.m., we ate, and this happened.
Right.
I'm more like spontaneous, especially because I like to talk about community members, like people that I
love that.
People that I get to know, just like interesting stories to tell. And it's something that happens spontaneously, and I just write about it. It's not that like I'm trying to think, and I'm also introduce experiences that I had as a designer in the community, and trying to put in there. Somebody might use it. For instance, once I published an article about how to overcome the fact that you lose, that you might not win every time that you compete, because this is a competitive environment. Have people competing for challenges,
Absolutely.
and some days you might not win. You can have a unlucky streak of 10 challenges without winning, as you can have 5 challenges winning. Like if you are very lucky and you have the skills. Sometimes you might not win. So what do? Like you can have depression, like oh my god, I'm feeling down. What should I do?
Right.
So I put tips of what I did when I had this happen to me. It happened to me a lot because I didn't win too much. What did I do to overcome like a kind of sad feeling because I don't win too much?
Just kind of.
Or for instance, if you are an UV, like what to do when you fail at submission, or
Like tips and tricks for
how do I complete the submission process?
Okay, well that's awesome, and I'm sorry we do have to cut you a little bit short. We have some other people to get to before.
I warned you that I talk.
Oh, I love it though. I love it. I need someone like this by my side all the time. You hear that, Will Price? I need someone who can talk a little bit. All right, we will be back. We will be back with Mithun, who is also known as Call Me Katuti. So stay tuned. We'll be back in a minute. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
And welcome back. Nick Castillo here with Call Me Katsuti. It's probably how you best known him as. You are a co-pilot?
That's right.
Do you also do development work?
Yes, occasionally I do step up.
You do?
Yeah.
So we also had Tailsforce on a little earlier. Do you ever work with him at all? Or is
Oh,
there...
yes. So Tailforce and I go way back
okay.
from the Cloud Spokes days.
Oh, so you've been here a while as well.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. So yeah, it's really wonderful working with him. The kind of technology that he knows, his range, his breadth is amazing. It's absolutely nice.
That's awesome.
And he's always my go-to reviewer.
Oh, he will review stuff for you
Yeah,
as well.
that's right.
Oh, that's great. So if so, you started out as a developer.
That's right.
What do you have for tips for some of these developers that want to one day become either a reviewer or co-pilot?
Co-pilot.
Yeah. What kind of tips would you have? Just keep working, or
Yeah, I think practice makes one perfect.
Yeah.
So it took me at least about 10 to 15 contests until I sort of got the hang of it. So yeah, I would definitely, especially the ones who just joined Topcoder, I think I would definitely ask them to stick around for at least 10 to 15 more contests.
Yeah.
Before they finally decide whether it's Topcoder is for them or not.
Okay,
I
that's
see.
great.
I see a lot of mistakes that the new members do is that they compete in one or two contests, and if they don't win, they simply give up.
Yeah.
But persistence is the key.
Persistence is key, and I tell that to all the new members who come up to me. I actually went to India for the regional event. I know you weren't there this year, but yeah, they would come up to me and be like, "What is the tip that you would give me to be a great developer on Topcoder?" And I always say, practice makes perfect. Don't get discouraged.
Don't get discouraged. Absolutely.
You're not going to be perfect on the first.
Exactly. And even the top members, if this is any consolation to anybody, even the top members don't always get a perfect 100 out of 100 score.
Right.
There's always a mistake that they make. So I think you can just build on that and, just be the best that you can.
And if I'm not mistaken, there are some challenges out there where you can actually see the submissions of your competitors at the end, even if you don't win.
That's right, but I think in that case you have to do a passing submission.
A passing submission. So it has to be something that is valid in order to
That's right.
view other people. And that also becomes very advantageous in your learning process.
Absolutely. The more you know about how differently you can write code, I think the more advantage, it puts you in a position of advantage.
Absolutely.
It's wonderful actually.
And I see you're very vocal in the forums. You answer a lot of questions.
Yeah, that's right. So I do Topcoder full time.
You do Topcoder full time. That's good to know. Yeah.
So I'm of the belief that it's not just about taking stuff from Topcoder, but also giving back to the community as well.
Oh, that's a great view.
Yeah,
We
so
love your
absolutely. So I encourage each and every member who's currently on Topcoder to contribute as much as possible, because in the end, the decisions of Topcoder affect us directly. So it's quite important that we are vocal about it and let the platform and the Topcoder team know about it, so how they can improve it and how we can be a part of it. So I think I definitely am quite vocal about these things. Not just about what I think, but I also encourage other members to participate and let me or somebody else know what they expect from us.
Absolutely, and we haven't mentioned it yet, but Call Me Katsuti here is part of this year's CAB, and he's been doing a wonderful job. We always love our members to have, or our CAB members have ears in the community and be able to vocalize them to us in our meetings that we have throughout the year. But what I really appreciate, I just want to mention on air from you, is that it's very, you're very fair in what you say and in what the members are asking for. Because I think you understand that some of the things that the members ask for are right now maybe a little not possible to do.
So before coming on Topcoder, I used to work for a company, and so I have that experience of understanding what exactly goes through the minds of a company when they try to enhance a particular platform. So they have to take care of satisfying the clients. They have to make sure that their budget lasts throughout the year. So there's a lot of factors involved. So it's not just about user satisfaction alone that platform needs to think about. It's a lot of things. So when I get a request or a suggestion from a member, so I sort of think from that perspective as to how realistic it is and how it can be implemented.
Right.
And based on that, I give my feedback as well. So
And kind of your ideas with
absolutely,
it.
yeah,
like,
exactly.
On a way we actually possibly could implement. Yeah.
Exactly. So I can relate from both from the perspective of Topcoder, as in being a company and thinking about their platform and their client, as well as I can relate from the point of view of a developer as well, having been a developer. So I'm able to basically manage both the things at the same time. So I can find that most of the time I try to find a middle ground.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, of course it's not easy pleasing everybody.
Well, that's good to hear a member say that every once in a while too,
Yeah.
from our perspective at
I
least.
totally get it.
So, is this your second TCO, third TCO?
This would be my third TCO.
Third
So my
TCO.
very first one was in TCO 13.
Okay.
Yeah, so
that was also in DC.
That was also in DC.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So that was the one that convinced me to leave my job and take Top
That
Coder.
was?
That was
Really?
the one. That was the one.
What
So,
was it about it?
I think it was the atmosphere.
The atmosphere?
Atmosphere, absolutely. It was quite extremely energetic. So when you're back home and you're sitting on the computer, it's just you.
Yeah.
And when you come here, you see that it's not just you. It's a lot of other people who share the same enthusiasm as you do. So it kind of gives you that additional push, the
Yeah.
motivation that you need.
There are people like me out here. in this community.
Exactly. So it's absolutely electrifying, I would say.
That's great. Is this on par with 2013? How are you liking this year's TCO?
This year's TCO,
Yeah.
I think it's a little less, but it's certainly still good enough.
Yeah, no,
It's good
we
enough.
feel
It's
this.
good enough for me to walk all the way from the hotel to here.
That's good, as long as it wakes you up in the morning to come here and visit us.
Cool.
Well, we appreciate you being on with us. Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so much as
joining.
well for having me.
That'll do it for us here with this human interest piece. Did a little hour, had talks with some admins, had talks with some members. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We will be back on at 1 p.m. To introduce the next round of competition. So tune in then. We'll be on Facebook Live and Twitch. Till then, see you guys later.